Welcome to Investors Weekend. It's a new show we're doing here and exclusively on the internet. We wanted to be able to give some people some perspective on investing from less of a mainstream media approach here. You know, I don't consider myself an expert in any sense of the word, but you know, we're going to try a few things and see what works. Should remind you that you shouldn't base your investing decisions solely off my advice or anyone else's for that matter. Do your own research and make your own decisions. But that said, let's talk about what's going on. Very strange times these days and these weeks and months, and feels like years, but we're gonna get out of it. First off, obviously we had a pretty good week, excluding Monday, Tuesday. Actually, Tuesday we were up, but a lot of stocks were down. Monday we're down. Wednesday we're up, or Thursday we're up. Wednesday we're down. So it's all over the place. You never know what to do in these things. But I guess it's not really, when you invest, you shouldn't be thinking, oh, let's play for a day, or let's not play for a day, or let's play for 2 weeks, or I see my portfolio go down 20%, I'm getting all out. That creates a problem. So let's move away from that, and let's look at this time as a purely good investment time. I say when you invest in a company or a stock, you should buy it with the assumption that you're going in for at least a year, 18 months, 2 years, whatever. And if you do that, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to buy in on some low stocks and trade them out high in a couple years, and that's the way you should look at it. Each week I pay attention to a few different stocks that I think is interesting, and you can do this at home. You watch TV, you see some interesting commercials, start looking at the company. But one segment I was looking at over the past week and paid attention to in ups and downs was the gaming stocks. And those had a lot of interesting stuff. Let's take an MGM Mirage. They own about just a ton of casinos all over Las Vegas, the Strip, and just all over the country. They own some exterior companies, external to the United States casinos. They own a lot of stakes in casinos. I put them in green because they're up. You look at them Tuesday, they were on a 52-week low, $8.91. You look at them on close Friday, they're $16.46. If you bought in there, I mean, you're going crazy. And these MGM Mirage, I think, is the best one you're going to want to buy. Also, Las Vegas Sands, LVS, is a good one too. Overall, you see them doing pretty good. And Las Vegas Sands had a similar thing, 52-week low on Tuesday, $4.32 a share. And now it's back up to $14.19 a share. So you see where the changes happen. If you pay attention to stuff like this, then you're gonna be all right over the long term. And these are stocks that were trading about a year ago at $100, $150 a share. Anyway, the point is, in 2 years, if you take that 18-month approach to it, 2 years, 3 years, you're gonna see this huge influx. I suspect that they'll go back down again, depending on how things do. It's all tied to the Dow and how all that stuff goes. So you may see it go down again, you may not. But if it goes down again, I would buy. I wouldn't mess around with that. But even now, I mean, like I said, 2 years from now, you're gonna see those go up, and they're just great stocks. And let's face it, they have hotels, restaurants, whatever. They have all this stuff backing it, so they have enough assets where it's not like it's gonna die. In about 3 days and some hours here, as at the time of we're taping this, we tape on Saturdays, put it up on Sundays, and you can look it out through the whole week. But in any event, so we got 3 days and some change to go to the election, right? So now it's time to start thinking about election plays here, right? Each president brings on their own policies as far as what they're going to do for the economy, all that stuff. Great. Big issue that's kind of taken a sidetrack to foreign policy, to who called who a name and all that good stuff. You got to be looking for different plays here. You want an Obama play, you want a McCain play. You got to figure out who might win, who might not. But actually, I'm playing both, right? And I like energy because both focus on energy as far as a policy. We'll see what happens, who wins, we'll see what they do, all right? But let's take a Barack Obama candidate, right? Is totally opposed to drilling, you know, whether that be for oil, natural gas, whatever, right? So your play, I guess, in energy would be in a wind or a solar, right? Because that's what he would, you know, promote. He said he would give some tax breaks to that or credits or something along the lines. He wants to do something to stimulate wind power, solar power. So on the other side, John McCain, he's for nuclear power. He likes drilling, right? He's, you know, I don't think he said anything negative against wind or solar, but he's going to focus on those two. So get a company that does nuclear power. Get a company that does, you know, gas exploration, whether it be natural or petroleum. But that's what you want to do, is you want to focus on what this candidate's going to do, who you think is going to get it. But not only that, if you did one and one, if you find two different good companies there, you'll be good. And actually, right after the election, you could see a big bump in those. Same on the McCain side. So let me talk about a couple stocks here. For Obama, let's do solar power, because, you know, I'm not so sure about wind. And you get into industrials and the steel is down, and unless they make it from scrap. So that, you know, you get all kinds of stuff there. I like a SunPower. Let's see, on Friday, SunPower closed at $39.06 a share. It went down a little bit after our trading. All these did. That went down, you know, MGM and Las Vegas Sands as well. But SunPower brings a lot to the table. They're down from their high of 150, just above 150. I don't think you're going to see that in the next 6 months, right? But you're going to see maybe 10% jump after the election if an Obama candidate gets in. I don't think you're going to get hurt if McCain gets in. And I think in the next 2 to 4 years, you're going to do well overall. I don't think you're going to touch that 52-week high level, but I think you'll do well, and I think you'll see maybe upwards of, you know, 80 a share in 4 years or a couple years after that. And you know, if you buy in right now, that more than doubles your money. It's better than any savings account can do, right? And then now let's talk about McCain. Let's see, McCain play. I like nuclear power just because it's kind of an untouched segment. You know, not a lot of companies are into it because there's not a lot of companies building new nuclear power plants. It's just one of those things. A company that's really into nuclear power is Energy Solutions, ES. They're trading right now at $4.51 a share. Like I said, you know, not something you always want to get into in these low-digit stocks, but they're not doing bad, right? And let's take a look at them. They do develop technologies with regards to nuclear power. They maintain nuclear power plants for companies, countries, whatever. And they also do a lot of decommissioning. Actually, the majority of their revenue comes from decommissioning. Why they have been beat up so much in the past couple months, I'm saying couple months, you know, since the end of August to now, end of October, they've been beat up this bad because the federal tax funds to decommission these things is primarily in the United States, because they are primarily in the United States. Have been devalued. So they have works, they have contracts out there. They're just waiting for the value of these contracts to come back up. That's not where I see you making the money. If McCain gets in and he says, we need more clean power, we need nuclear power, right? And both candidates actually said they like nuclear power. A company like Energy Solutions that's really in the middle mix of it, in the United States particularly, are going to be in the middle of building these power plants. And so I think if you have nuclear power where it becomes more and more popular, that's something that's really going to pay off in the long run. And if you get them down here, you know, I think maybe in 2 years you get them there at $10. You know, a couple more years after that, you know, they're $20, and I don't know how far they'll go up or if they'll go up any farther than that, but you still make a pretty good return. You know, really what it is now is safeguarding yourself for the election. But that said, there are always opportunities. So I think that's it. I think we've finished up for the weekend report. So good to have you. Hope you keep watching, and thanks for tuning in to the very first episode.